Buckle in, because I've got 3 massive Celtic stories, and the last one is absolutely huge. Martin O'Neill's emotional chapter has closed, Daizen Maeda is erupting back into goal-scoring form, and a brand new era is about to hit paradise with Wilfried Nancy, bringing a bold, fearless style that could change everything. You do not want to miss this. Stay with me right to the end. We have 6 news a day to keep you updated with the mighty Celtic. Hit that subscribe button and be part of it. You know, watching Martin O'Neill walk back into paradise these past weeks felt like seeing a legend step out of an old Celtic storybook, only for him to grab the pen and start writing a fresh chapter with the same fire he had back in the glory days. And in that dressing room after the win over Dundee, you could feel every bit of it. It was O'Neill in full flow, full heart, full swagger, the kind of energy that could power half of Glasgow if Sucky Hall Street ever went dark again. He was hugging everyone in sight, even the injured lads, and telling Yang to keep it going, like he was handing him the keys to the wings of paradise. It felt personal, like he wasn't speaking to a squad, but to a family he had rediscovered. Then came the bit that had me laughing. Only Martin O'Neill can look at Benjamin Nygren and say he loves the Swedes, list Borg, ABBA, and Henrik Larsson as his top 3, then tell the lad he's sitting proudly in 4th place. That is vintage O'Neill. The room cracked up and the spirit was unreal. And when he stopped by Scales, gave him that warm embrace and called his season phenomenal, you could see the pride in the lad's eyes. That is what a real gaffer does. That is what separates greatness from the kind of stuff you see across the river where managers change excuses as fast as they change kits. But the moment that hit me hardest was when he pulled Calmac into the center of the room, the whole place quiet, O'Neill holding him like he was lifting a trophy, calling him sensational again and again, making sure every single player heard it. That is our captain. That is the heartbeat of Celtic. And to see a legend like O'Neill almost glowing with pride as he said it reminded me why Calmac will go down alongside the greats, the Jock Stein leaders, the icons who carried this club on their shoulders. And when O'Neill told them he walked in feeling 95 and now felt 23 again, I swear you could feel paradise breathing with him. That is what this club does. It revives you, it restores you, it reminds you who you are. And for him to leave again with his head held high, with humor, love, and that unmistakable Celtic soul, it was the perfect farewell in a season that badly needed someone like him to steady the storm. Now I need to ask you something that might stir a wee fire. Should Celtic have pushed to keep O'Neill until the end of the season, even after appointing Nancy, or was this farewell the perfect ending to his legendary return? Hit that subscribe button. Lads, let's G it loldy till we hit 1,500 mad Celtic dafts. You know, watching Daizen Maeda charge back into form these past weeks has been like seeing a storm roll over paradise, the proper Glasgow kind that rattles the windows and reminds you the city is alive. At the start of the season, he looked miles off the level that won him the PFA Player of the Year, almost like someone had unplugged his energy source. But under Martin O'Neill, it has all come roaring back. Suddenly, he is that relentless machine again, sprinting through defenders as if they were traffic cones on Sucky Hall Street after a night out. And that header against Dundee, the way he threw himself at the ball, knowing he'd take a sore one, that is the Daizen every Celtic fan fell in love with. He took a thump to the side of the face, but of course he bounced back up because he's built out of pure determination. When he went down and the physios had to rush on, I swear the whole of Parkhead held its breath. But there he was moments later, back on his feet and tearing around the pitch like someone had told him the Rangers were winning somewhere and he needed to put a stop to it. His eye was swollen, bruised, battered, and he looked like he had gone a few rounds with a Sucky Hall Saturday night, but his performance was sensational. It is no surprise he posted that picture after the match, proudly showing off the shiner while thanking the Celtic fan for the backing. The man plays like every match means everything, and when you look at the ratings he picked up during O'Neill's spell, you cannot help but smile. From the early matches where he was still finding his feet to the recent run of goals, assists, and man-of-the-match displays, it is obvious something clicked. That performance against Feyenoord, those 2 assists, that was European-level football, the sort that makes the Blues across the river pretend they were busy when you ask if they watched it. Then he followed it up with a goal against Hibernian, then another against Dundee, each one a reminder that he is a player who thrives on rhythm, confidence, and a manager who believes in him. Now, it is all about whether he can carry this fire into Wilfried Nancy's era. If he does, and if the rest of the team match his hunger, Celtic will be sitting at the top of the Premiership table before long. You can feel the momentum that shift O'Neill sparked, and Daizen is right at the heart of it. He plays with the kind of spirit that makes you proud to wear green and white, the kind of attitude that terrifies defenses and gives the support, that lift that only Celtic can. So here is what I want to know, and I want you to say it honestly. Is Daizen Maeda back to his best, or should Nancy consider dropping him if his form dips again? Hit like, hit that subscribe button. Lads, let's G it loudy till we hit 1,500 mad Celtic darts. Look, the whole buzz around Wilfried Nancy arriving at Celtic has been building like one of those wild Glasgow storms that sweep across paradise without warning. And now that the paperwork saga is finally over, the man is ready to step into the dugout and bring his brand of fearless front-foot football to Parkhead. I have spent the past few days watching folk down in MLS cry into their plastic cups because Nancy has left them behind. And honestly, if that does not tell you what sort of manager Celtic have brought in, nothing will. Columbus Crew did not have megastars, no world-class celebrity signings, just a coach who squeezed every last drop out of them and turned them into a side that played football with swagger. That is exactly the kind of personality you want leading the champions of Scotland. You can almost hear the anxiety drifting out of the Rangers' end already, like the noise you get walking past their ground after another disappointing weekend. Nancy never had the glamorous playing career or the big-name aura of someone like Brendan Rodgers or Martin O'Neill, but since when did Celtic care about that? This club has always found gold where others were not even looking. Ange came from Japan and lit the place on fire. Ronny Deila came from Norway and left his mark. Now, Nancy brings energy, principles, and an attacking philosophy that will suit our players down to the ground. Folk comparing Nancy Ball to Ange Ball are not far off. High tempo, full commitment, and football that puts opponents under pressure until they crumble. And if there is one thing I cannot wait for, it is seeing how Calmac, Matt O'Reilly, Palmer, Daizen, and the rest thrive under someone who believes in brave football. Imagine the panic across the river. If Celtic start flowing again, you will hear the complaints from Ibrox carried on the wind like a sucky hole drizzle. And let us be honest, the man is stepping into a league that is far closer to the Premier League than MLS ever was. This is where reputations are built for real. Reputations. Postecoglou earned Tottenham. Gerrard earned Aston Villa. Now Nancy has the chance to carve out his own path, not by relying on a famous past, but by proving he is the real deal in Europe. And while some skeptical voices are muttering that Celtic have gone for the cheap option, I cannot help but laugh. Folk said the same when Montreal appointed him. They said the same when he went to Columbus. And in every one of those places, he won them over with football that demanded attention. He speaks, people listen, he coaches, players grow, he leads, teams transform. That is what Celtic have just brought into paradise, a manager with presence, personality, and a clear vision. So let me throw this one straight at you. Do you believe Nancy is the bold, forward-thinking leader Celtic need, or are you worried the board have gambled too much on promise instead of pedigree? Hit that subscribe button, lads. Let's G it Laldi till we hit 1,500 mad Celtic daffs.